Welcome back to Food Decoded, where I help you to reset your relationship with food, lose weight, keep it off, and eat healthy. My name is Yemi Fadipe. It's nice to have you here on my channel. This video is a second part in our ongoing series on food and cancer. So if you've missed the first one, please check the link above to start from the beginning. In the last video, we talked about the 4 main risk factors that exposes someone to cancer over their lifetime. In today's video, however, I will be talking about the fact and fiction. We're going to be separating facts from fiction around cancer. And we will be running today as a quiz. So I will be presenting some statements like, is it true that and I want you to take notes and write yes or no, and then I would explain. And at the end of the video, I want you to write in the chat how many you actually scored right up front before I have explained that statement. And no cheating. I want to trust that you will do this right. I might be giving out a gift to the winner, but I don't know yet. Let's see how it goes. Statement 1. Is it true that chemicals from plastic bottles or films cause cancer? Yes or no? Okay, there is no reliable scientific evidence at the moment that there is any connection with drinking from plastic bottles or using plastic cling films for your food and the risk of cancer. There is currently no reliable evidence supporting that there is a link between these plastic chemicals and cancer. In a lot of countries, plastic migration is heavily regulated. I work in the food industry, and when we want to introduce a new plastic packaging, the first thing we do is to send it out for analysis for migration and be sure that there is no element migrating from the plastic to the food. Otherwise, you cannot use it. So it is heavily regulated. However, when you're using plastic for storage of food and for cooking in the microwave or things like that at home, be sure to check the manufacturer's instruction and stick to that. Some plastics are not suitable for use in the microwave. Some are not suitable for going in the dishwasher. Read and just stick to the manufacturer's instructions. Statement 2. Is it true that artificial sweeteners can cause cancer? You know what I'm talking about. Saccharin, stevia, sucralose, all those zero sweeteners that we use in place of sugar. Is it true that they cause cancer? Yes or no? Okay. There is no scientific evidence of any association between the use of sweeteners and cancer. I know this will shock you because there is so much out there about this, but as of today, there is no scientific evidence of any association between sweeteners of any type and cancer. That is what the science says, not me. I use sweeteners, so that's good news for me. Statement 3. Is it true that psychological stress can increase the risk of cancer? Yes or no? No cheating. There is no direct connection between psychological stress and cancer. And mark my words there, the key word there is direct. However, the things that people do when they are under psychological stress could expose them to cancer. For instance, some people smoke as a way of coping with stress. Some people overeat as a way of coping with stress. So now it is not the stress that is exposing them to cancer, but the smoking or the overweight that comes from whatever it is that they are eating. Statement number 4. Cosmetics and toiletries can cause cancer. True or false? This is a tricky one actually if you've watched my last video, but this is it. There is no link between cosmetics and toiletries and cancer. Now, this is similar to what I talked about in the previous points. No direct link between cosmetics and cancer or toiletries and cancer. The only instance where this can become a risk for you as a black person is when you start to use bleaching creams. And the risk there now is not even the cream itself, is the fact that you are eroding the melamine layer that protects your skin from skin cancer. So toiletries and cosmetics do not cause cancer. Based on science as of today, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but that's what we know as of today. Statement 5. Underwired bras cause cancer. Okay, personally, I don't like underwired bras. It's just too uncomfortable, especially when you wash them and the wire starts choking and poking. Oh God, I can't even talk about that on YouTube. Sorry, guys. Underwired bras do not cause cancer, ladies. So if you like your underwire bras, please go out and enjoy using them. There is no science linking underwire bras to cancer. I'm sure that's good news for some of us. Statement 6, eating organic food reduces your risk of developing cancer. Yes or no? Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Organic foods is good for us because for a food to be called organic, it has to contain at least 95% organic ingredients. What does that tell you? For those of you who think that organic foods don't contain any additives, that's not true. But then to make that claim, at least 95% of that food product has to come from organic ingredients. This one has been vastly researched. There was a study that was done in the UK in the early 2000s, I believe. It was called the UK Million Women Study. And it tried to establish the link between organic foods and cancer. And guess what? In women that ate organic food, there was no change to their risk of cancer. It did not increase and it did not reduce. However, another study in France actually said that there is a slight reduction in the risk of developing cancer from organic food. So what I would recommend is, if you can afford organic food, because it can be more expensive, go for it, of course. But if you can't afford organic food, the data and the science is not really clear at the moment. So I would say just eat healthy if you can't afford organic food. Statement number 7. Food additives can cause cancer. True or false? You should be able to get this one because we've been talking about this for how many months on Food Decoded. Am I giving it away? Food additives generally, when they're being used in some parts of the world, developed countries especially, their use is highly regulated. There are maximum residue limits. There are maximum amounts you can use. There are prohibited colors, prohibited additives that you cannot use in food items. If you live in that kind of society, you could say, okay, the risk is slightly reduced because it is well regulated. However, even in these developed countries, there are some additives that are still being used freely that have been already directly linked to cancer. And a typical example of that is nitrates. Nitrates is what you find in products like corned beef, bacon, all of these meat products that just stay red. Ham slices, and you're wondering, how does it just stay pink permanently? That's the work of nitrates, and nitrates has been directly linked to cancer. And if you live in countries where food regulation is out of the window, then if you can't avoid foods that are less in additives, cooking your own food from home, then you're better off. Statement number 8. 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Statement number 8. Coffee drinking causes cancer. Yes or no? When you're putting your answer down on this one, bear in mind that I'm a coffee drinker. Okay. Coffee is not been linked to an increased risk of cancer. As a matter of fact, studies have actually shown that drinking coffee reduces the risk of developing womb and liver cancer. However, beyond that study, there is further study that needs to be done to establish this is linked to how much coffee you drink or the type of coffee. So it is not really established if it is based on the consumption level or not, but coffee consumption has already been linked to actually some reduced risk of liver and womb cancer. So at the moment, coffee drinking does not cause cancer. That's good news for me. Those are the 8 facts and fictions that I wanted to share with us today. Tell me what you scored, how many you got right before I've started telling you the answers. That will tell you about how cancer aware you probably already are. You might not even know that you're that aware. And if you scored really low, I hope that you've got enough information today at least to keep you better informed, and you know a lot more now. When it comes to health, we need to actually know the truth from the white noise, and that's what I wanted to achieve with this video. In the next video, we would now be talking about those lifestyle choices that you need to make and the lifestyles that link to specific types of cancer. Remember, I talked about that in the first video because these are modifiable risks, and I'm going to be talking about how we can modify those lifestyle risks. I'm so glad that you're here today. If you found this useful, please click on like, subscribe to this channel, and please, 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 please share this video with your friends. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I'll see you in the next video.